She was one match away from history, the greatest player of her generation, chasing a feat no one had managed in 27 years, stood in her home stadium. And across the net was a 32-year-old ranked 43rd in the world who had never won a single set against her. 90 minutes later, Serena Williams was out, and Roberta Vinci was apologizing to the crowd for beating her. That afternoon in 2015 is where this list begins. If you love the moments sport can't script, subscribe to Field Queens and hit the bell, because these are the matches nobody saw coming. Here's what makes tennis different from almost every other sport. There is no clock to run out, no teammate to carry you, no coach who can fix things mid-match. It is one woman, alone, for as long as it takes. If she has one bad hour on the wrong afternoon, she is gone. No overtime. No second leg. The match does not care how good you were last year or how many titles are in your trophy case. The scoreline is exact, and it is final. That is why a qualifier ranked outside the top 100 or a wild card nobody booked flights for can end a Legends season in straight sets. These are the 5 biggest upsets nobody saw coming. Ranked. Start with the one we opened on, because it might be the biggest of them all. In 2015, Serena Williams had already won the Australian Open, the French Open, and Wimbledon. One more title in New York, and she would complete the calendar Grand Slam. All 4 majors in a single year. No one had done it since Steffi Graf in 1988. Standing in her way was Roberta Vinci, a 32-year-old Italian ranked 43rd in the first Grand Slam semifinal of her career. Vinci had lost all 4 of their previous meetings without taking a single set. She lost the first set 2-6, and everyone assumed the coronation was on schedule. Then she stopped missing. Vinci won the next 2 sets, 6-4, 6-4, and Serena's perfect season was over. 2 days later, Vinci lost the final to another Italian, Flavia Pennetta, who claimed her first major at 33 and announced her retirement right there on the court. But that final isn't the match anyone remembers. In her on-court interview, Vinci turned to the stunned American crowd and said, "Sorry guys, for the American people, for Serena, for the Grand Slam, but today is my day." 2 years later, Paris delivered a different kind of shock. Not the fall of a champion, but the arrival of one nobody had scouted. At the 2017 French Open, a 20-year-old from Latvia named Jelena Ostapenko arrived unseeded and ranked 47th. She had never won a title on the WTA Tour. Not a small one, not anywhere. In the final, she faced Simona Halep, the world number 3, who took the first set and led in the second. Ostapenko's answer was to swing harder. She hit with a ferocity the sport had rarely seen from someone that young, blasting winners until the match tilted. She won 4-6, 6-4, 6-3. The very first tour-level title of Jelena Ostapenko's career was a Grand Slam. Almost no one in the modern era has ever done that. The next shock came from Serena's side of the net again, but this time it was a changing of the guard and it turned ugly. In the 2018 US Open final, Serena was chasing her 24th major, one shy of the all-time record, in front of a home crowd desperate to see it. Across the net stood Naomi Osaka, a 20-year-old who had grown up idolizing her. Osaka didn't flinch. She won the first set 6-2 and was leading the second when the final descended into chaos. Serena was penalized a game after an argument with the chair umpire, the crowd booing, the moment slipping away. Osaka closed it out 6-2, 6-4, becoming the first player from Japan to win a Grand Slam singles title. She cried at the trophy ceremony, not from joy, but because the crowd's anger had swallowed her win. She apologized for beating her hero. Then, in 2021, a teenager did something the sport had never seen in its entire history. Emma Raducanu arrived at the US Open ranked 150th in the world. She wasn't even in the main draw. She had to win 3 qualifying matches just to reach the first round. What happened next has no precedent. Raducanu won 3 qualifying rounds and 7 main draw matches, 10 straight, without dropping a single set to anyone. In the final, she beat another teenager, Leylah Fernandez, 6-4, 6-3. She became the first qualifier, man or woman, ever to win a Grand Slam title. She was 18 years old, playing in only her second major. She walked in ranked 150th and walked out a champion. Which brings us to the newest name on this list, and the one still being written. In March 2025, A 19-year-old from the Philippines walked into the Miami Open as a wild card, ranked 140th. Her name was Alexandra Eala, and almost no one outside her country knew it. She had learned the game far from home, at Rafael Nadal's academy in Spain, grinding for years before anyone was paying attention. Over the next week, she beat 3 Grand Slam champions in a row. She took out Jelena Ostapenko, then the reigning Australian Open champion Madison Keys, and then the world number 2 Iga Swiatek, 6-2, 7-5. She became the first Filipina ever to reach a WTA semifinal before finally losing to Jessica Pegula. That was the breakout. The proof came 16 months later. In August 2026, Eala won the Washington Open, her first WTA title, beating Elina Svitolina, then Naomi Osaka, then top seed Jessica Pegula in the final, 4-6, 6-4, 6-love. She walked off the court ranked number 20 in the world. I knew that whatever would have happened after this match, it would have already been a win for me, she said. The wild card from Manila is no longer a surprise. She's a seed. Here's what all 5 of these matches actually tell you. The upset isn't a glitch in tennis. It's the truest thing about it. Every other major sport builds in mercy. A shot clock, a bench, a rematch, a whole season to fix one bad night. Tennis offers none of that. It puts one person on a court with no safety net and lets the scoreboard decide, in public, whether the legend or the unknown walks away. There is nowhere to hide and no one else to blame. That's why a world number 43 can end a perfect season, and why a wild card from Manila can rewrite what an entire country thought was possible. The favorites are never as safe as the rankings say, and every so often the sport reminds them, brutally in straight sets. If a match nobody saw coming is your kind of story, there's another one already waiting on the screen in front of you right now. Click it, and I'll see you there.